Welcome to the meta tier list for patch 13.21. Let's go. The strongest units in this meta is going to be Fiora and Kai'Sa. Not only that, Earth is looking really strong, so you can gamble for the 9 synergies, which is 9 Noxus, Ionia, Shurima, Bilgewater, and Demacia. And the new legend that is going to replace Twisted Fate as one of the main legend is actually going to be Ornn, so that you can build into a strong early mid game while building BIS for Fiora and Kai'Sa. So the rise of the challengers actually made the Ornn late game way stronger than it used to be, making it a viable choice. The 1-cost carries will be just like the previous meta. 1-cost carries are never the main. If you want to go for a 1-cost carry, then you may go for a Cho'Gath and Cassiopeia by 3-starring them and giving them a bruiser spat, but I do warn you that this is going to be very weak during the late game and is very unlikely to get first place. So even if you get lucky with this composition, you will not be able to beat any of the 9 synergy compositions, nor will you have a good chance against challenger opponents as well too. The 2-cast carries have changed a bit, however, though. The original multi-cast composition with Twist Fate has actually died off. Even if you get perfect augments into fast upgrades, it will likely lose mostly to 4 and 5-cost carry compositions. The only 2-cost reroll that we found to be decent is maybe the Ionian Vanquisher Ash. So you go for Vanquishers to have enough burst damage, or you can go for the hero augment for Warwick and then build into a 6 Juggernaut Warwick, which has infinite damage and tank potential. These are the only 2 costs I would recommend. The other 2 costs are very weak, even if you were to get lucky and high roll the situation. Now, 3-cost carries are also out of the meta, meaning that you don't really want to use all that gold to find a 27 gold unit. It would be more likely to use that gold for a 4-cost 2 or maybe even a 4-cost 3-star, or looking for a 5-cost 2-star will be way stronger. But if you want to go for 3-cost 3-stars, I believe that Vanquisher Karma with a Vanquisher Spat, full AP plus like a mana gain, or maybe 4 Zon, 4 Rogue Echo with full damage itemizations such as Jewel Gauntlet, Hand of Justice, and Harvester might be the way to go. But almost every other 3-cost 3-star is mostly to be a waste of your money. So you don't really want to spend 27 gold upgrading a 3-cost 3-star because it will not beat against all the 9 synergies or the 4-cost 2-star compositions. Okay, now is the juicy part. This is where most of the meta compositions are going to be in. So you do want to consider Fiora Kai'Sa to be your number 1 choice. Of course, when we play Fiora Kai'Sa, we do pick an Ornn augment, so we have Death's Defiance or maybe Deathfire's Grasp recommended on Kai'Sa too, but they can also be replaced for normal survivability / damage itemizations. I would recommend going for Bloodthirsters and Death's Defiance to make sure that your Fiora does not die, and Deathfire Grasp, Sniper's Focus, Zhonya's, and Manazane are very decent damage amplifying itemizations for Kai'Sa. When you go for Mordekaiser, I feel the strongest variation is a Demacia Mordekaiser. There is a Noxus double rapid fire cannons Mordekaiser to go for, but I don't think it's that strong. If you have Noxus spats, I would recommend them to be just on Fiora or Kai'Sa, or maybe Velvet or Aatrox. Those units are way stronger. There is a 7 Bilgewater Nyla tech that is pretty top tier, so you can decide to go for a Nyla carry with 7 Bilgewaters, and you can also consider going for the traditional Ionian Xayah composition because it is a very normal tier deck at the moment. Never forget going for a decent spat direction, so Fiora Kai'Sa will be challengers, Demacia Mordekaiser could be Demacias or it could be Noxus Slayers. Bilgewater Nyla is of course Bilgewaters, and Ionian Xayah is of course Ionian. So you do want to follow your spatula route while building into these compositions. And lastly, I do want to note that 5-cost carries are good again. They are very powerful in the current meta. When you itemize Aatrox, you want the crit from IE, and you do want Quicksilvers for the CC immunity. If you give Aatrox a challenger spat, his attack speed ratio is insanely high, and he will benefit a lot from the spatula. Ahri is also looking top tier. Sork Ahri has been very popular in the current meta as well too. And lastly, you can build into Velvet with CC immunity or lifesteal, but lifesteal and attack speed is all you need on these main carries. You can also use other spat itemizations such as Ionia, Shurima, and Noxus based on exactly which build you're going for. So as you can see, the meta is mostly focused on 4 or 5 cost carries. Try not to go for reroll decks if you can. Of course, If you high roll or if you really want to go for it, you may, but I would recommend going for 9 synergies or 4 or 5 cost 2 stars faster because they are much more stronger and consistent in the current meta. Hope you guys enjoy, and if you guys have any questions, never forget to ask in the comments below. See you guys!